cleanup here. I did absolutely zero prep, like usual. Is that okay? I'm gonna charge that. Suppose I should also pull up the holy cow. I suppose I should pull up my stream as well. And we probably want to mute that. Yep. Why, hello there, friends. So, while I continue to clean up my mess here, we have a decision to make. I have this kit, which is what I'm leaning towards. I guess it's like an alarm clock or something. And then this thing, it's an FM radio. I haven't decided which to go for. Drop a link to both in chat. That first one is the radio. That other one is an alarm. God damn, Hazy. No chill. Well, it doesn't matter because I still gotta clean up. If only for a minute. Because I didn't plan things out. I'm just gonna jam these in here. They're all sorted. I'll unsort them. Even better, since I'm gonna have to reorganize them. Ta-da. All right. So yeah, I'm leaning towards the radio. Did I plug my... Yeah, okay. My phone was close to death before starting the stream, so getting this far without plugging it in could be dangerous. Anyway, we're going to start with the alarm clock, which is the second link in chat, I think. I don't know. It's one of two links. It shouldn't be that hard to figure out. This one looks to be a little bit more difficult than the other one on account of the lack of instructions. Of course, it is USB powered, mini USB, because of course it's mini USB. And styrofoam everywhere. These are both going back in the bag. Alright, so no instructions provided, but we know more or less what it's supposed to look like from the listing photos. And as far as the PCB itself goes, well, it's not labeled. So that's nice, I guess. Maybe we can make a educated guess. What the hell is that? Oh. There you go. It is a probably the brains behind the alarm clock. God, I can't even read that chip. The etching is just so garbage quality. Okay. I don't think there's anything else in here, but let's double check. No. That's just a weird cutting of film. Okay. Hey, it's a $9 kit, all right? We're not judging the $9 kit. So, yeah, so far that looks pretty easy to figure out. We've got that chip going there, that chip going there. All these transistors going right here. Let's see. That looks like 121 labeled resistors, 103 labeled resistors, 472 labeled resistors. I guess they really do just want you to wing it. That's pretty neat. Ha! I bet that goes there. Some LEDs, a couple of capacitors, and yet more resistors. These are 202 labeled. And a capacitor. Oh, dear. Maybe we'll do the other one. I honestly don't know. Is this supposed to go this way? So we can't even test this thing without like fully assembling it. Listings generally have the instructions. Thanks, Hazi. That's why I linked the listing earlier. My friend does not have the instructions. Or at least didn't have a picture of the instructions. Not gonna lie, I didn't actually read through the whole listing, because why would I read through the listing before I buy it? Don't be ridiculous. Assembly instructions, right there. Let's just open up this sketchy Google Drive link. Hang on. Oh good, it's a .doc. I was concerned that it would be something that I'd be able to open. Oh, that's awful. Okay. We'll get there, don't worry. It has instructions, the instructions are complete. So, we'll just walk through the instructions. I'm going to be using my K-tip because I already turned my iron on and forgot to swap it out. The grip is riding up again. I'm going to start by tinning these pads. Some extra solder. And then we're going to take this chip and get it lined up. There's a little dot in the upper right corner, upper left corner, rather. And we're going to line that up with the dot on the board. If I'm being totally honest, hot air might actually be the way to go for this part. You know what, screw it. Let's do something new. I haven't done one of these practice kits with hot air yet. Why not? Flux. Get it mostly lined up. And I have my cheapo hot air station set to something under 400, give or take. And I probably just cooked the coating, but it is nice and soldered down. And by coating, I mean the solder mask. Same thing, gonna do the 8-pin chip now. Dot in the upper left corner. Do this one by hand though. Got one side lined up, tack it, flip it, do the other side. Ta-da! Oh, I didn't actually get one of those soldered. Yeah, close enough. Ain't the prettiest joint, but it's good enough. Alright. So now we get to start on the resistors. And we're going to do these ones, R19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, and 9. 19 through 9. Oh, God, that's awful. That makes no sense. I mean, it does make sense. I'm looking at the instructions, and it's, like, the labels don't make sense to me. I'm just going to go by the picture itself. So this first one is one of those 202s. Which is one of these bad boys. Boom. One down, 30 to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have 5 103s, which is what, 10,000? Two, 3, 4, 5. Looks like, so far at least, they give you exactly as many as you need plus 1, which is good because I almost just lost one. Almost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Never hurts to get more practice in. I have always been a big advocate for solder practice kits. I don't think they're recommended nearly as much as they should be. It's like you're gonna spend 150 bucks on a project and then learn to solder on it. Why would you do that? That seems like a waste. Like I make soldering look easy, and the fact that I'm talking while I'm working probably isn't helping my point. Or maybe it is, I don't know. But my point is, I've been doing this a long time, so I make it look easy because I'm relatively good at it. But I don't think learning to solder on a $100 project makes a whole lot of sense when you can buy one of these for like $8 and learn on that. I'm going to touch up the solder joints on this chip before I get any further because I just have a feeling that I didn't do a very good job. Okay, if they weren't all soldered before, they are now. So I'm feeling better about that. Some days I can do it without the wick, some days I can't. Today is one of those days. Alright, that looks awful, but that's okay. It doesn't have to look good. Alright, what do we have next? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The rest of them are 472s, and that's these. Yep. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Oh. I just launched them. I think we're going to be okay, though. Nice. So you asked me why I'm using two different types of flux between hot air and iron. So I generally use the liquid no clean flux when I'm using the iron because I don't know, it's what I'm comfortable with. This flux is easier to use with both hot air and with the iron, but if I use this with the iron, I have to clean it up. If I use it with the hot air, this God, I'm explaining this horribly. This has a much lower working time. So I'll have to apply it several times while I'm working with the iron. If I apply this stuff while I'm using hot air, it'll just evaporate before the solder joints even come up to temperature. So that's why I use this stuff. This stuff has a longer working time, but it requires more cleanup. This, despite being called no clean flux, still requires cleanup. But this brown stuff is left over spent flux from here. The rest of the flux that I use, this stuff, you can't really see it on the board. Like it's all cleaned up. It, I mean, I still need to like give this thing a once over with some isopropyl, but it is what it is. Okay. Yes, this is the hot dog humidity checker for 7-Eleven. It was supposed to be a secrete, but I guess we're past that. Let's do the rest of the resistors. That would be these things. There are 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And like usual, we have all but. We have as many as we need plus 1. Try not to fucking launch them again. Alright. Oh, no. Nice shiny joints. And there we go. A little bit too much solder on most of them, but it's not like it's going to interfere with anything. Right, next, we need the transistors, which are these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, I'm going to keep those in there this time. And these would be easier to solder if they were facing the other way, but that's no big deal. Alternatively, I could solder the other side first. Could also do these with hot air. One of these days, maybe I'll be as good at Marshall at soldering. And I'll stop rating my streams just to talk shit. Ta-da. All right, what do we have next? We have C2, L2, LR1, TR, Y1. We got some stuff. All right. C2 is one of these bad boys. Which is a 100 nanofarad capacitor. And C1 is this big boy. Now, for the resistors, polarity hasn't mattered. For this big capacitor, it does. Electrolytic capacitors, you have to get the polarity right. Luckily, the silk screen is pretty easy to figure out. There we go. Just like that. Thank you, Hazi. Like my cuticles. All right, what do we have next? L2 is an LED. I don't really like that they're using L for LED, but it is what it is. That'll be this one right here. And I'm not sure if this slightly thicker line on the right here indicates that that's the negative, or if that's just a slightly thicker line because the printing is uneven. Oh, yeah. No, that is the indicator, but it's not supposed to look like that. Look at the instructions. It is indeed the negative, but it is supposed to be two separate lines. Come on. And so this LED has some green markings on the top. Those indicate the negative. All right, what do we have next? Battery holder. It's easy peasy. Just goes just like that. I'm guessing the battery holder is to keep the time when it gets unplugged. I don't think this thing actually runs off batteries, though. Nice. I don't even think I have this size battery. I might. Probably not. Thermistor, photoresistor, and crystal. Okay, so the thermistor is TR. It goes right there, apparently. And we also need... Where did it go? I was admiring it earlier. There it is. I found it. I don't think this has a polarity, because there's nothing to indicate it. Hope that thing's not temperature sensitive. Soldering it in gets pretty hot. All right, we'll just let that happen for now. Cool. Oh, and the crystal. Forgot about the crystal. So apparently we need to saddle that in there. And we have a nice big pad for it to get soldered to. nice and flush too. I'm not sure how important it is that the crystal gets soldered to that pad down there. In fact, I'm not even sure if that's a good idea. But there we go. All right, what do we have next? Oh, I see. You're supposed to take one of the legs and weld it over. Oh well, too late. That's what those holes are for. All right. Forgot to weld this thing here. Weld. Solder. We definitely have to trim this flush. Oh, buttons. It's kind of weird that they give you through-hole buttons for something that they expect you to solder to the surface. But alright. Bend those out a little. And just press it flat. Ta-da! It's actually kind of tedious and a little bit of a bummer. But, oh well, this is what it is. I'm going to clean under the button before soldering it down. And kind of all this sticky flux under it. Oh, here we go. This is what that LED indicator is supposed to look like. There's two lines on that side, which, on that note, I'm gonna do that before I forget. Hey, nope, back up. You can't be up here. I got Flux and component leads. We may have a guest appearance. Nope. It's just for your own safety, bud. Yeah, he instantly lost interest once I removed him from my desk. Cool. I think we're about done here, aside from the USB port and the actual thinger. Cool, cool, cool. I meant to do this before putting the buttons on, but I forgot. Hopefully it doesn't interfere with anything. It'll probably be assembled by the time this evaporates. Oh, and the USB port. Oopsie doodle. The USB socket goes on this side. Yeah. That makes sense. Cool, cool. I think that's that. That appears to be that. Alright, oh, knocked over my solder thingy. I think we're done. I like that. They just cut holes for things. I don't have the wait, that's not true. I keep a thing of batteries next to my desk, and I see a battery that might fit. It is a 1220. I don't know if that battery has any juice. Let's find out. Yeah, it ain't no spring chicken, but it's good enough. It is not a 2032. That is a 1220. It's much smaller than that. And then does that go over this side? It's kind of weird. Right. Yeah, I guess so. It's still kind of weird, but whatever, I'll take it. Cool, cool, cool. It's just finger tight, but good enough. Let's see if it works. Oh, that's unfortunate. My USB cable goes to right here. Let's see if I can get more slack. Oh wait, no, it doesn't matter. I have another one. Literally on my desk. This never happens because mini USB. Yeah, fuck it. Just plug it into my computer. But doing PlayStation 3 stuff. Good lord, that scared me. I don't know why I soldered in a buzzer, but I didn't expect it to make noise. I don't know what I'm looking at here. Sure. Okay. Gonna make me step through. Closing it to 56. I don't know, because there's no second counter on the Windows 11 clock anymore. Good enough. It's pretty neat. I don't understand how it works. That's neat. Okay. All right. In my defense, the manual is barely English. Time. Nope. I didn't want to set that. Okay, so you press and hold the left button. You can use the right button to cycle through time, date, alarm, LED. Ah. Brightness levels, I guess. So we have very, very dim. Very, very bright. Breathing. I think. I don't know. Maybe just also very dim. That one's breathing. And then breathing quickly. Fuck it, we'll leave it on bright. Time, date, alarm, LED. I guess brightness? Oh yeah. See, that's all the way down. You can barely see that. What does it max out at? 16? Auto. We'll leave it on auto because this thing has that sensor in there. This thing's really cool. Long. I don't know what this is. Okay, that I need the manual for. What option was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is set switching duration. So 0 is only time display, 1 is switch once in 10 seconds, 2 is switch once in 30 seconds, 3 is switch once in 1 minute, 4 is switch once in 2 minutes, 5 switch once in 10 minutes. I don't know what it's switching between. So, okay. Display format. What's that? Number 8 is LED cube move. Good Lord. I don't know. I don't really want to go through all the functions right now because this is... Oh, that must be the switching. So switching between the time and the second display. I think it might be... I think it would be better to leave it on time instead of having it switch to seconds. I think that's what these blocks represent. Oh, look at that. Has a cute little animation. Yo, this thing is cool. For the $9 or whatever the heck it costs. Oh, I tightened it a little bit too much. It's bowing out. I mean, mini USB is kind of ridiculous, but that's literally my only complaint with this thing. And I don't know. I mean, the brightness kind of sucks when I have all my lights on, but if you were using this thing as an alarm clock, that would not be a problem because you'd be turning the brightness down anyway. Or not, because it has automatic brightness. Let me put it under my desk. See if the brightness changes. You can't really see this, but yeah, it gets a little bit darker. Not as dark as I'd like. Those bright-ass blue LEDs would be a problem at night, but the front does dim. Yeah, that is cool as heck, man. And then if we unplug this, the display goes off, but it should still keep time. Hey! Can't really see it because it's dim, but yeah. Yeah, this is cool as heck, man. So far, this is probably my favorite solder practice thing. This is neat as heck. I think I'm going to spend a couple minutes cleaning up, and then let's do the radio. Why not? Talk amongst yourselves. Or, I don't know, ask me questions. I'll keep an eye on chat. What are my thoughts on the OLED switch? I don't have an OLED switch, so I don't really have any thoughts on it. I guess if you don't have a switch and you want to get a switch, then why not OLED? That ended up embedded in my mat. I don't know how well you can see that, but there's this pin that went all the way through my mat. Now there's a hole in my mat. My mat. My mat. I am going to save these and throw them in the resistor drawer, never to be used again. I don't know. OLED switch is kind of neat. My problem with the big switch, as opposed to the Switch Lite, is I always thought that the console itself is a little bit too heavy for handheld play. So spending extra on a console that has a better screen just doesn't seem very... it doesn't seem like the wisest move if you want to play it handheld. Or, I'm sorry, if you want to play it docked. If you want to play it docked. If you want to play it handheld, then, I mean, yeah, it is better than the other models because it does have the better screen. But that comes at a cost because it's the heaviest console. If all you want the OLED Switch for is the 64 gigabytes of storage, the laminated screen, and the better LCD, well, okay, well, it's not on, so I can't show that. But you can upgrade your launch model Switch with a laminated LCD, and that significantly increases the quality of the display. Well, not significantly, but noticeably increases the quality of the display. You can also pop in a 64 gigabyte internal if you want, but that's for another time. What else was there? Have you looked at any of the new retro emulator handhelds since the 350? No. Why would I? These things are still perfectly good. The fact that I had them on my desk within such close reach should tell you that these are solid consoles. I think I discussed this in my video on these two, but they both have their own niches, and they're both good at the same things, but because of the screen resolutions, one is better at certain games, and the more powerful one is better at Game Boy. It is what it is. But the 640 by 480 4:3 screen is better for home consoles, and then the 480 by 320 3:2 screen is perfect for Game Boy Advance, and it just is what it is. You know, screen ratios being what they are. All right. That's not saying I wouldn't look at other ones. I just haven't. I don't know. If it were up to me, I'd just keep the ones I have. But I mean, if someone reaches out and says, "Hey, you want to check out our new retro emulator handheld?" You know, I'm not gonna say no. What's my favorite mustard? Obviously, honey mustard. Color underwear do I prefer? Are you implying that I prefer underwear of any color? Would I recommend one if you already have a modded Vita with RetroArch? What are you gonna play on it? Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm not trying to gatekeep, but like, what would you want to play on it that your Vita doesn't play? Because if you want one just to have one because they're neat, then by all means, sure. But if you want one because you think it'll be a different experience than your Vita and it'll get you to actually play games, well, got news for you, bud. Alright, this thing is like the epitome of cheap. But at the same time, it was also like $4, so... It's a Panasonic. Alright, this one, the instructions are a little bit less understandable. But you guys should be able to follow along with me, don't worry. you can just read that and absorb the information, right? Oh, jeez. So yeah, this is what we're going to be paying attention to, because we have the component designators and then the values, which might be on here as well. Yeah. So we shouldn't need instructions for this one. This is the cheapest circuit board I have ever seen in one of these kits. But they still managed to mark everything off. All right. I'll put some tea on. I want some tea. Bear with me. I'm being irresponsible. Just walking away while my stream is running. Have some candy too. After all, it is Halloween. What the hell else am I doing? Alright. Are these the ones that throw pads at me? Yeah, I think so. I am not looking forward to this one. Oh, that's awful. Okay. Curious. I'm more so curious if there was any benefit over a modded Vita, such as if the screen resolution matched better for the aspect ratio, GBA or SNES. Well, yeah, like I said, the aspect ratio, this one's 4:3, high resolution. Sorry. This one, the 350 is 4:3 high resolution. It's great for all the home consoles. Technically, it does not match the internal resolution of like the Super Nintendo and whatnot, but it does match the output resolution such that you would have played it on a 4:3 screen, so it's close enough. It technically matches, or you can play with bars. This one, the 351, is perfect for GBA and GBC. It's more powerful and runs the emulators better than this one, but I haven't had any problems with this one, to be honest. Except for N64. This thing can't do N64. It has an N64 emulator, but it sucks. This one has an N64 emulator, and it's playable. I wouldn't say either of them are particularly good at it, though. The Vita, of course, has a much bigger screen. Like, I think it's on still. Yeah. That's huge. But, I mean, if the Vita runs the games you want to play, then there's literally no point in buying another one, another emulator thing. Also, to the point, you could buy a hacked Switch and do literally all of that. RetroArch is on the Switch, and that has some pretty decent N64 emulation, last I heard. Oh, Jesus. I have a feeling that even if I get this thing assembled, it's not going to work. Call it a educated guess. I think that goes with that. Yep. What the hell is that? I mean, it's like, it's heavy. It's got some gravity to it. It's not foam. I am just trying to sort everything out because, of course, I just mixed it all together. All these capacitors, resistors. Wires. All right, so the alarm clock kit, definite thumbs up. The FM radio kit, I'm not having fun yet. Might even make sense to divide these up by capacitance too. But screw it. Let's get it done. I haven't checked out Dreamcast emulation on any of the emulators or even the Switch. I don't know how good it is. There's a channel, if you go on to my RG350 video, I think I have it linked in the description, but there's a channel that does way better reviews of that thing than I ever could. And excuse me for a minute, I'm gonna get my tea. And they've tested all the emulators. Tested way more games than I ever have. I think I'm gonna have some pumpkin spice tea. In the name of Halloween. All right. Retro Game Core, that sounds about right. And now we just gotta let it steep. All right, I already hate this thing. Have I already mentioned that? We're gonna start with this component here. Surface mount on a board like this just feels so wrong. Alright, so this one has a notch indicator instead of a dot. We just put the dot on the same side as the notch. What the hell? Oh, and you know what I just realized? This board, that's bare copper. That's not, this isn't hot air solder leveled or gold plated or anything. That's just bare copper, which means it is entirely possible for this board to be corroded before you even get it. And you won't be able to put solder on it. Yeah, Highly don't recommend this board. We're gonna go for it anyway, though. I'm going to use the solder wick on that hole because I'm going to be using through-hole parts. And I would much like to be able to thread them in, huh? There we go. And there we go. It's not centered, but it's good enough. The overlap is perfectly usable. Kind of tempted to do this next just because I feel like I should. I don't know if that's a good idea, but I'm gonna go for it. Same thing, notch. This one actually has a notch on the chip too. Jam that in there. It does not make sense to solder this first because we should always do the smallest components first so that we don't have to work around the big components. But I like soldering the big components. Ta-da! Now it's time to sort these so I can find things. Can someone double check the markings on these capacitors? Is this... Never mind. Don't worry about it. The markings are the same on the capacitor as they are on the board. I don't need to know what they are. Or at least for whatever 104 is. Three, 3, 2. $82. 331. Good lord. 471. 202. There's so many different values too. That's what's killing me. 202. 104. 5. Cool. 104. Where's my 104 pile? Oh, right there. Duh. 25. 221. The heck is that? Oh, that's the headphone jack. Again, not listening to my own advice. I am attempting to put together an AM/FM radio, but I don't know how well that's going to work out. See what I mean? All the holes are labeled. Just drop some caps in. Be on our merry way. Now, why would they do that? Oh yeah, because single-sided board. Why bother optimizing things when you can just make it as cheap as possible? Alright, I think that's all the 104s. Oh, one more. Two more. Oh, one more. Exactly enough. That's terrifying. Alright, now I don't know how to flip this over. I didn't calculate this far. Come on. Oh, that's not good. I didn't get all the caps, but I got enough of them. As in, I got at least one leg of every cap. And I am going to fix this one that's falling out. Maybe not. That is an awful joint. But we'll get to do this together. We don't need to trim it flush, just enough that these things won't cross over and short as soon as I close the housing. And then I'm probably going to go over them once more because of who I am as a person. If nothing else, to get the other legs from some of the caps I missed, like these ones. Ta-da! I'm touching these up because some of these joints looked really bad. Like, I've done some bad joints in my time, but god damn. No excuse. All right. I hope those two are supposed to be shorted because they are now. Looks like they are, so I'm not going to worry about it. Cool, cool, cool. Oh god, I'm sorry. I got totally immersed in that and forgot I was streaming. Yeah, this is an FM radio. If you scroll all the way up in chat, there's a link there. Or maybe someone can share it again. Ooh, I'm gonna do this one before I forget. This is a jumper. I'm gonna bend a component lead, fold it through. There, easy jumper. Easy solder. Alright, next. I guess let's just keep going on the capacitors. I'm gonna clean up these component leads first. Oh, I'll just dump them out. Doesn't matter. Okay. What are we doing? What are we doing? Do the transistor. There should be an LED somewhere, shouldn't there? Oh, right there. I might have that backwards. Let's double check it. Okay. I don't remember how to do this on this meter. I gotta put it on auto. I don't remember. Ah, so I do have it backwards. Put your multimeter into diode mode, which this meter has. Now, a little one does not. And we can illuminate the diode. Put it in the correct way. There we go. Screw it. Let's just do the rest of the capacitors. We have 103 and 202. Here is a 202. I think that's 103. It's 10 something. I don't know. The last digit is printed off to the side. I don't have any other that make sense. 331. 332. 332. 181. 683. 471. 221. That is already looking much less imposing. 82. 25. It should be 15. Yeah. And a 202. Yeah. Oh, good God. Imagine not having enough capacitors. It is occurring to me that I should have waited until the very last step to go over all the solder joints. So there are a lot of solder joints. I'm gonna have to do it multiple times anyway. Me a step again. Got them all. Except the LED, but that's still stuck somehow anyway. Oh, and the switch. Oh, I found a capacitor I didn't solder. Alright, that should be enough. Alright, I have missed a lot of chat. I'm sorry. Okay. I guess you guys are talking amongst yourselves. That's fine. Just didn't want to miss any questions in case someone was asking me something. Found another capacitor I didn't solder. Oop. And another one. Just clean up some of the soldering because some of these are in here real crooked. Didn't solder that one yet. That's better. It's okay if they're sticking out. They don't need to be like barely inserted, you know? They don't need to be balls deep, but we also don't need to have just the tip in there, you know? Oh, that's not soldered still. Just want to make sure that every hole that has a pin in it also has solder in it. I do not want to have to troubleshoot this thing. Alright, we're almost done, somehow. Well, my friend, learning to build PCBs has never been easier, and the best time to start is now. Good luck on 2DS stuff. I feel like that might be something that's in the leaks. But if you're not that I'm familiar with those leaks, because I honestly, genuinely am not familiar with the leaks. I don't know all the content in there. But I mean, if it's just for you, I don't see any harm in it. It's already out there. Not that I would, of course, advocate for downloading stolen secrets. But, you know, it's already out there. Okay, I don't want to do these big things yet. I'm getting excited, getting ahead of myself. I still got to do all these resistors, whatever the hell these are, battery tabs, these, etc. Oh, you know what? I bet that goes right there where there's a picture for a component that looks just like that. How interesting. Cool, cool, cool. We're almost done. It would be smart to do these capacitors last because they're the tallest, but I should have done the resistors first because they are the shortest. But let's do the resistors. So the old school electronics hobbyists are going to be looking at me and shaking their heads with disappointment. But we're going to use the multimeter to determine which resistor is which because I don't have the color codes memorized. That is 4.7 ohms. All right. So now we got to find the resistor spot for 4.7, which is right there. After launching this thing. Oh, there's two. 4.7. $323. How about 330? It's close enough. 10K. Get that in there nice and tight. All right. That is 33K. Wow, how convenient. There's a spot for it right there. $22. Hello? What happened to auto ranging? So, hello? There we go, 670 ohms. I don't have something for 670. I have 1,000. We'll come back to that. That looks like 2.2K, which I do have a spot for. Somewhere. Right there. All right. 1.5K? Oh yeah. What do you know? On the board itself, it's 1K5. That's 1.5K. One K. $22K. Eight. 4.7. There's my other 4.7. Yeah, close enough. It's tight. And this last one is just shy of 100K. And what was this last one? 670. Do I have an open resistor spot? Right there, 680. Nice. Alright, so it is honestly kind of terrifying that this kit comes with exactly as many parts or components as you need. Just loose. I don't know why that terrifies me so much, but it does. Oh, good lord. Alright, I hope those are supposed to be connected, because they are now. Oh, my tweezers. Oh dear. That's going to be fun to clean up. these leads are in the way, man. It's almost like I'm trying to put something together. Alright. I've gone sufficiently cross-eyed. There's at least one thing wrong. Is my light? My light is dead. That means it's almost time to wrap it up. I was wondering why it got so dark. Well, those both need touching up. Oh, that's not soldered. All these Jesus things. Never soldered that. Didn't solder that one. Ooh, so many sketchy solder joints. More the merrier, I guess. All right. Let's give everything a quick wiggle test. Make sure both leads are soldered. Nothing wiggles, then I think we're good to go. Cool, cool. Time for the big caps, and then we're almost done. That is a 220 microfarad cap. Goes right there. This is 100 microfarad. Goes right there. Microfarad 100. Goes right there. And 10. Actually, I'm going to do this big one last, so I can lay this thing down flat. Yeah, I suppose that's the downside of doing that. There we go. I've been flicking extra solder off the tip of my soldering iron into that pile right there. And I just put my palm into it, which was pleasant, as you might expect. We're almost done. And look, it is Game Boy related. There's a GB right there. I know it looks like a P, but that's because there's some flux on the B. Oh, I think I just scratched the silk off. Oh no, there we go. Ta-da. You can't see it. Doesn't matter. It's a shitty joke anyway. Oh, I think my other light died now too. Gonna unplug that. Hopefully my phone doesn't die. At this point I just want more light. Yep, that's what that happened. Alright. I guess they don't go up as high while they're charging. Makes sense. I'm still disappointed though. Holy cow. We're almost there, folks. Alright, looks like this thing is directional. There are two different size tabs, it will fit both ways because of how this PCB is designed. Yeah, I just blew on it. What you gonna do about it? I want it to cool faster. There's a thick, juicy ground plane. Or whatever passes for a ground on a radio. Can't believe I forgot to trim these. What's going on, man? This magnet is harassing me over here. Alright, I don't think that's supposed to come off. That's hot. There we go. I bet that's what that screw is for. I didn't think I'd have to have a screwdriver, man. That is not what that is for, I don't think. Yeah, it doesn't really thread into that. That is a different pitch. That threads in. So that's probably it. Screws are too long. You can't actually screw them all the way down. Neat. I'm beginning to see how this works. What I'm not beginning to see is what the heck I'm supposed to do with this. I'm going to assume that goes there, because why wouldn't it? And what do I solder it to, though? That is the question. Oh yeah, do have speaker wire. Wow. I'm trying to pull that out. It's a captive battery cover. Wow. How neat is that? Well, how the heck do... It is based out of this side, or is it? Oh, you're just supposed to jam those in there and solder your wires to them. Or solder your wire first, then jam them in there. Wow, this is surprisingly well constructed for what it is. I mean, it was like $4. I guess let's see if it works before complimenting it, but damn. Which side's the negative? The springy side? Yeah, the springy side's the negative. Yeah. Alright, so I'm guessing GB minus is battery minus. So what the hell? I've already guessed everything else. GB plus is battery plus. Those aren't supposed to be connected. There we go. And then we have this for the speaker. And also this for the speaker. Alright, like this extra oh, that's probably for the antenna. Never mind. I was gonna say, I was about to start whining about extra parts. There aren't any. I'm the one that's extra. Normally, I hate soldering in the shell. However, I'm willing to make an exception because this battery is kind of adhered to the shell. Battery. Speaker. Jesus. Holy cow. Get in there. No way that doesn't turn down more. Hopefully it doesn't ruin that part. But I need these wheels to not skip. So. Alright. I'm going to consult instructions. The instructions are not helpful. Never mind. This is much, much worse. So what's this pad then? Oh, you know what? I think this goes to these two AM pads. And then just for some reason we have an extra hole in there, because why wouldn't we have an extra hole in there? Okay, that is a screw hole, so we want to run both sets of wire through there. But I'm going to solder it first, because why not? Oh my god, it's knotted. that's it. Something like that. I don't know. Oh. Try and ruin my high quality, expensive speaker. I'm just gonna leave that dangling, because what the hell. Oh, I know why the screw didn't go down far enough. Because I fucked up. The question is, which way does it go? I believe it goes that way. I think it goes like that. No, I don't know. I wonder if there's pictures. That's not broad listing. There are no pictures. Cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, so this thing goes in here like this. It goes across. So for that to be like that, that's got to be all the way over, which it is. Okay, so that goes like that. Okay, I did have it backwards. I had it right the first time, and then I second guessed myself. Let's keep that up here. Oh, forgetting something. Totally forgot. Alright, I think that's almost mostly it. bit of an alignment issue. Oh, I forgot to hook up the antenna even. How does the antenna work? Uh-huh. I am confused. Oh, wait, shoot. Dang it. I had it backwards again. So I had it right the second time. Oh, now the speaker comes out. I'm struggling with this thing, man. I don't know what to do. Alright, I am going to remove this indicator until I have enough brain power to figure out how the heck it's supposed to sit. You know how it is, stream anxiety. Especially when I've been going almost 3 hours. Is that supposed to go in there? Good Lord. There we go. That's how that goes. That goes in there. And then we can put a screw through it. I knew there had to be some like mechanical way that thing attached. There we go. But now what I don't understand is how we're supposed to actually connect it. Because, I mean, like, I can straight up just solder a wire to that screw. But I don't think that's how we're supposed to do it. I'm going to pull that out. We're going to try and solder up top. I don't know that this will work. I'm going to try it. Oh, I got some solder to stick. Ooh, guess what gets hot when you solder to it? That'll totally work. shift it. Oh no. Yeah, buddy. Here we go. All right. Oh. Screw the rest of it, man. I'll figure the rest out later. It's not like that display would have lined up. You know it would have been off enough to be annoying. How in the heck? Okay, but why would they do that? Why would there be different size screws? All right, let's get the proper tip. I don't think that's the proper tip, but at least it's bigger. Put the short screw in there, even though a long one should fit. I hate the order of assembly for this thing, by the way. All right, now I'm going to use the long screws on the outside. And of course, it's gonna not work because I didn't even think to try it before putting all the screws in. But that's okay. If it doesn't work, I don't really give a hoot. It's gonna be garbage even if it does work. Let's be real. And then the short screw down there. All right, so I feel like this is supposed to go in that radio core, that loop. I don't know what this is, but I feel like it's why I was struggling so hard with this. Like maybe it's a guide. This goes here. Let's try it out. Batteries. What better use for a Game Boy Advance than to take the batteries out of it? nothing exploded. So that would be all the way over to the left, so we should have something that'll demonetize me. We have nothing. Yeah, there's nothing either way. I mean, I guess it makes noise. It makes a different noise when it's on FM versus AM. Everything seems to work. I think I just messed up with the antenna. Like I said, I think this is supposed to go inside that core because this is like a ferrite chunk. I don't know. I didn't know what it was at the beginning, but now I'm certain that's ferrite. It's probably not supposed to be rattling around either. And then I forgot this thing, and I intentionally left that out because I couldn't figure it out. But I don't think I want to play with this anymore. Like the whole idea behind this thing is solder practice. I don't think that there's anything valuable to get out of troubleshooting it. But if I fix that AM antenna and I'm still having trouble, then I think that's going to be the end of this, because I did assemble it correctly enough. Like, we know at least some of the circuit is working. Audio, amp, power, etc. My batteries aren't getting absurdly hot, so there's no shorts or anything. And once all the screws are in, it is honestly not that bad. It's ridiculous the kind of stuff you can get for like $4 these days. Well, yeah, there we go. So I guess that's about all I got. Ain't too many of you here at this point, and I don't blame you. It was a long stream. And a lot of you probably had something tonight on account of it being Halloween, but hey, I'm glad some of us could hang out, shoot the shit, get a little solder practice in, got a little hot air practice in, even though I only used it for like 30 seconds. Set these aside so I can clean up. Give my lights a break. All right. I think that's all I've got, guys. Do you have any questions before I head out here? Well, you've still got me. You have until I finish cleaning up. I should have went for the spikes first. Oh, see, I stuck another one in by accident. Hell yeah, brother. If I was able to help you, even if it was just to pass the time, then I think I've succeeded in doing what I set out to do. I need another piece of tape. Let's Too much debris. And we have 3 extra parts. Oh yeah, that's right, I already went over that. But they're not unaccounted for extra parts. I know exactly where they go now. So it's kind of weird that that came with exactly as many parts. I wonder how often that happens. Like, because you know every now and then they forget a part. So I wonder if it's supposed to come with extra parts, but they forgot a part, so mine came with exactly as many parts or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm putting too much thought into it. Alright, well hey, thanks for watching, guys. I will edit the description and make it a little bit more helpful rather than using my default template. Probably do that Tuesday. You know, throw some links to the kits that I was messing around with and some other related streams and other related resources. But otherwise, I think it was a pretty successful night. Let's see if this thing's still holding the time. Hey, look at that, right on. All right, so yeah, that's all I got. I'll catch y'all next time. Thanks for watching.